He's an interview that some people are scared to have, but we're not here at the Michael Sean Show. Mr. Charleston White. What up? What's good? What's good, son? All right, before we get into all your views and opinions, we have a Black Panther on stage, and this is my co-host. This is somebody, yeah. So we brought the Black Panther simply because we need to liven things up on the set.
Okay, say what's up, Panther?
Exactly. That's what we need every guest to say. What's up to the Panther? And just in case, we don't have a name. We just call him Black. But do you think there's a name we can? Is there a suggestion?
Black Panther.
That's it.
That's it.
That's
Black
it.
Panther.
Just Black Panther.
Just Black Panther.
All right, you Black Panther from here
And
on
then
out.
and then he'll go on to be just black.
And just black. And just black. All right. Let me get to this. First of all, I'm thinking to myself, right now we know you from being on social media every day. It feels like we see you every day with your opinions and everything. And my question is, when was the first time that you looked into a phone and you decided, I'm gonna record something and I'm actually gonna post it?
When Facebook first added the live action button to Facebook,
Right.
Everything was pre-recorded. So I used to pre-record a lot of the work that I did for the community work in the juvenile systems. We used to pre-record everything when we was at the alternative school at J.D. Hall Learning Center and Lancaster Independent School District.
Right.
So we used to pre-record these. But when Facebook gave us the live button, that's when I started talking to a phone. Yeah, looking at myself, and it wasn't gonna be two people right there. So, but I was excited to be talking to two people because I used Facebook at the time when it the live option. I used to vent, so I would come to Facebook and vent.
Right.
As a frustrated community activist, sometime as a struggling father, talk about the issues as a struggling father. I've even gotten on there as an upset black man and bash single black women. I joined a group one time on Facebook that was called Bash Single Black Women. But I was in search of something.
Right.
I was trying to find an identity outside of the streets, and here's social media.
Right.
So I came to social media trying to lead the streets. And this was a whole different world for me, because in this world, it was law-abiding.
Okay.
At the time.
Right.
I was in community college when I discovered social media, Tarrant County Community College. So there was a whole new world, and the streets were on social media. As time progressed, the streets came to social media.
Right.
And when the street came to social media, by that time I'm a community activist, and I'm frustrated with the streets. I'm tired of the streets. I've abandoned the streets.
Okay.
I've abandoned the street culture mentality, the street mindset. So I've totally turned my back on the streets. And at this time I'm saying, man, you know what? I'll call the police too.
You know what's funny? when you say things like that, it's things that I've been saying, but I wasn't bold enough.
I wasn't either.
But that's my thing. When you start doing this, when do you know there's something in your life, like something is
I
changing?
felt like a grown man. I finally felt like a man. When I
Really?
when I stood up and said to my community, I would call the police if I see something wrong. Before then, I didn't feel like a man, because in my mind, all good men would rather the police come sacrifice themselves, because this is what they get paid to do, and I stay here with my family, protect my home, and let the police go be police.
Right.
And so that's why I called them, because they really work for me. They work for my tax dollar. They're here to service my community. They're here, so I can't protect our homes. So why would me, as being wanting to be a good man,
Right.
and wanting to be a good neighbor, why wouldn't I call the police?
And I get that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I get that. How do you balance it when you see the relationship between the police and black and brown people to call? Because people are gonna be like, yeah, you keep saying you wanna call the police, but when you call the police, you see what could happen.
I got pulled over one time. My first semester in community college, I get pulled over because I still had one foot in the street. So I was still trying to sell marijuana while going to community college and balance financially.
Right.
So I get pulled over one day with a quarter pound of marijuana. 2 Dallas cops They say, hey, I'm looking for this. I'm looking for this. Do you have it? Hey, I got some marijuana right here.
Oh, wait, why? But why?
Because if you get a police officer to come to your window and he says, hey, I'm with the narcotics unit. I'm not looking for no small amounts of marijuana. I'm looking for crack, guns, pounds of weed,
Right.
this.
Right.
You got an option. You already know your partner probably got some crack on him because you just picked him up from his spot.
Okay.
Y'all finna go to DG's.
Okay.
I'm in college with probably maybe a little over a quarter pound or under, smoking out of it, right?
Right,
On a
right.
Friday night. We're not going to go do anything troublesome, but our tail light is out. Obviously, they looking for something.
Right.
If he tell you this, well, I'm smart enough to know if he's saying I'm narcotics, okay, this is what he's looking for. Man, I ain't finna BS the officer.
Right.
Let's start a good rapport. Hey, man, this is what I got. Whatever he got is on him, but this is what I got.
Right.
Okay? So ultimately, the police officer let us go. And he noticed that I had my father's military flag in the back window. I had just buried him. He was in the Navy. So that officer was able to relate to that flag. He said, man, I was in the Navy. Why you out here selling pot? I said, man, it's not mine, it's my brother's. What's your brother's name? Kevin White. I told him my brother's name when my brother was in prison.
Right.
I was able to build a rapport. But what I learned is, if you out here doing wrong, and you get caught doing wrong,
Mm-hmm.
why not go pay for your wrong?
See, that's logical, and I get what you're saying, but what if you're not doing, I'm trying to see how do you balance, what if you're not doing wrong, and you see the history of the police, and black people, and brown people?
Well, you have power. I've written complaints against police officers,
Okay.
and it's been effective. I've also intentionally went and lied on a police officer, knowing that this lie could cause harm. I lied on a very high-ranking Dallas gang unit officer, Officer Torres. He was highly decorated for bringing down the West Side, the West Dallas Gator Boys.
Right.
A lot of my friends was involved in that. I had an encounter with Officer Torres where they did the normal thing, you know, frisk you to feel for drugs.
Right.
Well, I lied and said that these officers done something to me, that they run their fingers through my buttocks, as if it was a sexual assault. And I went and filed a 13-page affidavit, knowing I'm lying, because they was rough when they frisked me, right? And plus they done got my homeboys. I know if you go file a complaint on a police officer, that complaint stays on the record, whether it's true or not. The average citizen don't know that, so they think they don't have no power to fight back if a cop unjustly does something. You have rights as a citizen, even against this officer. I misused my rights. I took the time to contact Chief Conkle at the time. I contacted Senator Royce West. I spoke with Kelvin, a guy by the name of Kelvin Bass from Senator Royce West's office. He told me what to do to file a complaint. I went to Internal Affairs. They took the complaint serious. I spent probably over 8 hours with Internal Affairs lying because this was out of my hate for police. I'm doing this out of hate, not out of because he done something wrong.
Out of your hate for prior things that happened.
Yeah, but no,
Okay.
listen, man, I've been operating as a criminal. When I saw Eric Gardner in New York, when I saw that big old black man throw his hands up and let all them white guys choke him out, and he don't throw no elbows and fight, I said, oh, that's a weak man. I don't defend weak. When I saw George Floyd just later, I said, man, what's wrong with that? He didn't go later. No fight. He don't have no fight in him to live.
Right.
Nah, man, he laid there. In my mind, you fight back if somebody hits you. The Dr. King concept didn't work for them, so how's it gonna work for us? In my mind, George Floyd was supposed to kick, fight. The black people, the thermal recording was supposed to dive in, so everybody in that situation was weak. So then I know the media playing on it because they only showed us part of a video. Him laying there. They didn't show us the whole video.
Right.
He down there getting high, trying to flash a $20 bill, end up getting himself killed, go to jail. When did criminals, guys who committing crime, when did they stop wanting to go to jail? Because I was taught you don't argue with the police, You tell him take me to jail, cause I'm finna make bond, or I'm finna go lay it down, but I ain't got no conversation for you. So when you saw the whole video, and then when they started telling us the background of this black man, y'all tore the country up for nothing. Y'all should have tore the country up for Tamir Rice. That was worth dying and burning buildings down for, but not for George Floyd, who have a history, who kicked a black woman's door in, put a gun to her belly. That's what he went to prison for.
Right.
So nah, man, when I saw it, I said he weak. Nah, if I got to die, they gonna have to kill. I'm gonna make them kill me. I ain't laying there and dying like no coward. That's a coward black man to me.
Okay. Was the police officer who had his knee on his neck wrong?
Nah. White folks ain't wrong for what they do to us. What the lion do to the gazelle, that ain't wrong. This is nature. What the cat do to the rat, how the cat wrong? No, they ain't wrong.
So you don't think the police
No,
officer...
what white people do to us ain't wrong. What Mexicans do wrong to us ain't wrong. What we do wrong to us is wrong. I expect for white people to do me bad if I go into a white restaurant. If a white police officer, I expect it. Now, if he don't do it, I'm surprised.
Right.
And that's what breaks the racial barrier that was between me and him, his actions. But I expect it.
So what was it about Tamir Rice that you feel?
He was a 12-year-old kid playing in the park by himself with a toy gun. Somebody called and said, hey man, there's a guy out there. He was a 12-year-old kid who looks like a kid. Do we have a gun? I don't know, maybe. The cop, when he pulled up, he wasn't even out 60 seconds before he shoot this kid. We see it on camera as we watch George Floyd. Why didn't we have the same outrage for this 12-year-old kid that we had for this grown black man? And I'm gonna get to that, I'm gonna tell you why. So when they killed this baby, his 15-year-old sister was inside the community center. She runs outside. They grab her and put her on the ground, put handcuffs and put her in the car. So I'm saying, I once read where Frederick Douglass said, it is much easier to create strong children than it is to repair broken men. That's why mama let the black man stay on this couch till 40 and treat him like a baby, because she's still trying to repair this broken man, because she didn't spend a lot of time creating a strong child. So black America ignored this child that they should have created to be strong, to go turn down the country for a broken black man.
And once again, those who are watching, I'm not saying I agree or disagree. What I'm saying is I'm trying to give him time because of our time restraints. I can't go back and forth. I want him to explain. So, because I already know what y'all, there are people saying, but Michael Sean ain't saying this, Michael Sean ain't saying that. But Michael Sean is listening to somebody else's opinion at this point. That's why we invited him on the show. So, what I want to do, keep you here another minute.
Gotcha.
Well, more than another minute.
Gotcha.
And I want to talk about your opinion on what rappers are saying and the non-snitch oath that people are taking right here on the Michael Sean Show on the CW33. Yeah.
Yeah, she actually was on there, she keep going, but she already stopped, so.
I'm trying to tell you to keep going.
Charles, you be going in.